evening and welcome to Clark Athletic Center's Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. Along with Alan Siegel, I am John Skudras here on ESPN HD in association with Comcast and the Boston Neighborhood Network. Excited to bring you this, the 2018 Mayor's Cup Bantam A Division Championship between the Dorchester Chiefs and their rivals from Allston-Brighton. And Alan, as we get set for the opening face-off of this battle, we anticipate more outstanding hockey as we have seen over the last couple of years and earlier on in this tournament, and this, the 24th annual Mayor's Cup.
Well, no question about it. I mean, there's 24 years of doing this, playing in these great venues like UMass Boston, Warrior Ice Center, where the Boston Bruins practice, where the women's professional hockey team plays, and of course, the games, they're going for a championship. It doesn't matter what level it is, what time of year it is, beginning of the season, middle of the season, end of the season, a tournament. You want to win the championship, and obviously in the middle of the season like it is now, winning a championship here, especially the Mayor's Cup, only propels that team to bigger and better things as the season goes on.
Absolutely, and of course, in this Mayor's Cup, we've already seen some outstanding performances, overtime battles, great goaltending, and much, much more, and we anticipate much of the same coming up between Allston-Brighton and the Chiefs of Dorchester. And a lot of familiar names on these rosters that we've seen in the past, not only in the Mayor's Cup, but also in ESPN HD's production of the Junior Beanpot, whether it be Declan Smith or others in this tournament. Smith, of course, for Allston-Brighton. It's going to be interesting to see how these players have developed. A lot of people who have paid attention to the Mayor's Cup over the last couple of years may be familiar with their names as well, and it's going to be fun to see how much their skills have improved over the last 365 days.
Yeah, absolutely. Up here in New England, up here in the Boston area, hockey really, you don't take a day off in hockey, thanks to the indoor ice arenas and the strength and conditioning programs that each teams have and players can perform, and individual players and coaches and physical fitness and eating right. It's going to be very interesting to see, a player that started last year 5'4", now 6'2", or whatever, and they'll be bigger than I am, and of course we'll see what happens with their skating abilities as well.
Yeah, they don't take a day off in hockey. We don't take a day off on ESPN HD. And the only way we can do that is thanks to our sponsors. We want to thank them here now on the pregame show. Of course, Boston Mayor Martin J. Walsh for continuing to propel this tournament to new heights. The Boston Bruins Foundation, PNG Gillette, the University of Massachusetts Boston, and of course, the Boston Parks and Recreation Department for allowing this tournament to continue to thrive as we move closer to the quarter-century mark of the Mayor's Cup. Amazing to say here in 2018. We've got an outstanding battle ahead of us between Allston-Brighton and Dorchester. Alan and I are ready. We hope you are too. That's up next right here on ESPN HD in association with the Boston Neighborhood Network and Comcast.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Good evening and welcome to Clark Athletic Center's Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. Along with Alan Siegel, I am John Skudras, getting set to bring you the Bantam A Championship game, and this the 2018 Mayor's Cup here from Boston, Massachusetts. The Dorchester Chiefs in their white jerseys moving left to right on your screen, and the Allston-Brighton squad moving from right to left in their orange and blacks. The opening face-off won by the Chiefs as they try to motor forward. It's intercepted and dumped ahead by Danny Kelly for Allston-Brighton as Dorchester regains their composure and possession with 12:35 to go. Intercepted at the blue line, an opportunity knocked down on the shot from Kelly. Coming back the other way at the red line as this one evades the stick of Patrick Brophy. Dorchester perhaps trying to avenge what was a tough loss in overtime for the Pee Wee A team against Hyde Park. This one dumped all the way down and will be icing on the Chiefs as the last one to touch it, Cole Riley, the big defender from his own zone, will get a full line change. And Allen, Looking at these two teams, just off the tee here to begin this hockey game, big discrepancy in size of the goaltender stands out.
Yeah, absolutely. On the left here, you look like you got Mike Richter over here on the left-hand side with the Ranger outfit, and on the right, you got half a Darren Pang.
Well, if he plays half as well as Darren Pang, Alston Brighton will have a chance, as here comes Alston Brighton versus Peckham over the blue line. And it's intercepted, a chance for Alston to get an early shot in on the netminder, that being Kean Flaherty, the starter for Dorchester, for the home team rather, Alston Brighton in this one. Liam McIsaac, even though really they are a de facto visiting team with Dorchester right up the road. A check from behind, and that's going to draw a penalty, as the guilty party is Tommy McCarthy for Dorchester, and that's an early trip to the sin bin for the Chiefs forward, as with just 11:10 to go in the first period. It'll be a power play here for the Alston Brighton Hockey Club. And so an opportunity for the Warriors to get something going here, and Alston Brighton will look to take advantage. Face-off coming right outside Alston Brighton's zone, as the face-off slapped towards the near side by James Murphy, number 37 in white. He lost his stick, though, comes back to get it at the red line. Collision as Carpenter goes head-on into Kensalco for the Warriors. Here is Murphy over the red line, backhands it deep off the stick of the defender and back into Alston Brighton's end boards. Siphoned along the end boards to the near side corner by Luke Arslanen. And from the near side, teetering back as Arslanen to siphon it back to the point, but it reaches the stick of Carpenter. Carpenter unable to get it to his partner in crime, that being George. Two Georges on this roster, Douglas and David. Of course, we had Charlie George, the netminder for the Pee Wee A Dorchester team. It was so outstanding in their 1-0 loss in the championship of that division. Siphoned away from the crease by Kean Flaherty. And now shorthanded. Here come the Chiefs the other way. All the way in is Eamon Kelly. Backhanded in front, and a great save made by McIsaac. Diminutive but dominant as he makes the stop early on.
Short-handed, too.
Chance now is tumbling down where a couple of Chiefs, that being Carpenter as well as Murphy. George fighting for possession with Murph Peckham for the Warriors. This one sent back towards the red line to be corralled by Tim Kensote as he dumps it all the way in. The power play is over. And so much like in the Pee Wee battle, Dorchester going to the sin bin but not paying the price. With possession, Alston Brighton's Murph Peckham. Tough shot from a tough angle, tried to backhand it on the short side post, but hugging that post was the netminder, that being Flaherty. Alston Brighton, despite no longer being on the power play, still with an opportunity. That one denied by Flaherty on a tough angle blast from Vautor. And with 8:45 to go, the Chiefs regain possession and composure behind their net. Near side, Cole Riley, the big defender, absorbs a hit attempt, and the Warrior forward went down, that being Peckham. 8.5 to go first period. We'll have a running clock. We'll play 3 13-minute periods. If it's within 3 goals in the final 3 minutes, they will stop the clock at every whistle. We saw that in the Pee Wee A battle that went to overtime. Siphon to the far side. Tim Kensote with possession. Whiffs, though, on an outlet attempt. Intercepted smartly by Coleman Mikalauskis. A backhand chance from the slot as he motored through, but almost blocked down in front. As getting in front of the shot attempt was John Sambesso. This one dumped all the way down, and barring the unforeseen, this should be icing, and is on Alston Brighton.
Well, the first power play of the game went to Alston Brighton, but the best scoring opportunity went to Dorchester. Short-handed opportunity, nice pass in front of the net. Great save by the goaltender. That was the biggest opportunity of the game so far.
Certainly was, as Dylan Raftery will take the face-off for the Chiefs. Wins the face-off, chance from the point. That one deflected off the shot attempt by Doug George. 7:22 to go. Behind the net, Raftery siphons it in front. Comes all the way back to the point for Douglas George again. Another chance, he scores! Douglas George, a blast from the point, and Dorchester answers early on as they beat Liam McIsaac glove side. It's 1-0 Chiefs here on ASPN HD in association with BNN and Comcast.
Yeah, well, great play right there at the point. Gets the puck at the point. Great pass. Looked like that puck was tipped in front of the net, and it slipped past the goaltender, and Dorchester has that 1-0 lead.
We were calling Charlie George for the PWA Chiefs. King George might have to call his partner in crime, Douglas, one as well, as this is dumped all the way in.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Maybe one's King George the first, the other the second.
I don't know. We'll see. If he scores 2 more goals, he might be, I don't know, the
Certainly.
prime minister.
Yeah, well, instead of wearing a hat trick, he'll be wearing a crown if he scores 2 more. Right now it's 1-0 here with 6:20 to go in the first period. Along with Alan Siegel, I'm John Skudras. As Dorchester continue to apply heavy pressure as Murphy down low. Comes back to the point. Carpenter, though, whiffed on an attempt to keep it in the zone, and so he has to peel back. And that's intercepted by the Warriors. Alston Brighton into the attacking zone. A shot, a bouncing puck. Tough play. But Kean Flaherty kept his eye on it, made the nifty glove save on a bouncing shot from Nate Flint. Good play by the netminder for Dorchester.
Yeah, both teams right now, Dorchester seems to, even though they took that early penalty, that looked like they seem to have the early edge here in this hockey game.
And a face-off won smartly, and a good play from Murph Peckham as he got it right from the backhand of the forehand for a shot attempt. That was blocked. 5.5 to go. Dorchester breaking out of their own zone, and then losing possession was Murphy. And rather McCarthy gets to the far side for Coleman Mikalauskis. Mikalauskis whipped on an attempt to dump it in. It's taken by the Warriors, and Alston Brighton uses the near side glass to get it out to the red line before Cole Riley hammers it all the way in. Behind the net it comes, far side boards. Mikalauskis whiffed on a centering pass, but comes back to just poke it to the far side post. And then a clearance attempt blocked down. Raftery's shot, not much on it. Making the save with the stick was McIsaac, as his teammates doing their best just to get it out of harm's way, but unable to do so there was Peckham. And then that was sent all the way in. This is icing, however, on Alston Brighton with 4:42 to go. Of course, this is the 24th annual Mayor's Cup Tournament. Want to thank our sponsors, Boston Parks and Recreation, PNG Gillette, Mayor Martin J. Walsh, the Boston Bruins Foundation, and of course, UMass Boston for allowing us to host a couple of the games here at Edward T. Barry Ice Rink as Murphy's shot from the near side circle is kicked away by McIsaac. From the blue line, nice job to get it around the pinching defender. This is Tim Kenso, tried to split the defender's near side, unable to find his teammate. Centering pass in front, kicked away by the leg of the netminder, that being Flaherty, and then the net came off its moorings as an Alston Brighton forward came tumbling into it. And that should result in the faceoff coming to neutral ice, and it will.
No, we're going to get a penalty, an interference call. George is going to get the penalty for interference. Magic penalties. I thought there was going to be a penalty on that play for Dorchester.
Looks like Douglas George for Dorchester will go, as well as, I believe that's Aiden Nordelli, number 16 for the Warriors of Alston Brighton. So we will skate 4-on-4, although right now, 5-on-5. So they're going to say that they are matching, so we'll just go 5-on-5. There was 4 Warriors out there and 5 Chiefs, now 5 aside. Just over 3 minutes to go. Face-off won by the Warriors. Danny Kelly couldn't get the shot away. Olsen comes over to take it away. Sean hammers it off the sideboards. Kept in by Kelly. Out there forward along with Nate Flint on the far side and Tim Kensot on the near side, but instead it is the Chiefs motoring out on a breakout over the opposing blue line, sending this one off the end boards, corralling it behind the net, the defender for Alston Brighton. He motors it forward. Riley kept it in, blocked down by the Warriors. Sending it far side there is Luke Arslanen, and that'll allow the Warriors to catch their breath before this one is dumped off the sideboard by Walsh. but immediately intercepted by Dorchester. Here come the Chiefs. Murphy into the attacking zone, uses the end board, siphon it all the way around. Riley keeps it in, deflecting off a skate of a downed Warrior. Behind the net, off the sideboards, Olsen. Sean sends it all the way back around from whence it came. Brophy tumbles down by his own volition, loses possession on a turnover, but Riley is able to keep it in on the clear attempt. That one way up on a mortar shot of a blast from the point. Missed the net entirely. That allows the Warriors to break out the 1-on-4 right now. Coming over to help out is Ken Soap, but he lost possession at the blue line, now regains it. Nifty move around Riley, but lost possession in his efforts. Good forecheck kick, took it from Douglas George, who's now out of the, will be out of the Sinbin shortly, excuse me, that was David George. And now McCarthy motors forward for the Chiefs, tried to let it go for Murphy in front on a one-time chance. Good idea from McCarthy to find Murphy, but he could not direct that one towards the net. And now a chance for a break the other way for the Warriors, taking advantage, but they were offsides. As too many dangles for Alston Brighton, and with 70 seconds to go, an unsuccessful attempt by Ken Salco to get in the zone.
Good action so far here in this first period. Dorchester getting the early lead.
1-0 Chiefs as this 24th annual Mayor's Cup continues from his own zone. This is Eden Nordelli, backhands it over the blue line all the way to the opposition's blue line, where Douglas George out of the sin bin now is able to send it far side, connecting with Coleman Mikalauskis. Looking for McCarthy, intercepted by Nordelli. 35 seconds to go. Into the Dorchester half of the ice go the Warriors, but they were peeling back. That allows McCarthy to poke check it and gain possession on his second effort. That's delayed off sides on the Chiefs as Raftery went tumbling into the Alston Brighton zone. Now smartly dumped in by Mikalauskis with just 18 seconds left in period number 1. Trying to keep it in, but unable to do so, Mikalauskis, and he'll dump it in. And with a delayed off sides on, for all intents and purposes, that's going to bring about a conclusion of the first period, which is 3 seconds to go. And a good first period it was, as a big hit at the end as Carpenter absorbs the lumber laid by Peckham. And an exciting conclusion, perhaps momentum building for Peckham and the Warriors as Alston Brighton goes into the intermission down 1-0 against Dorchester. So the only goal scored by the Chiefs early on in this one by number 58, Douglas George, as they get the 1-0 advantage. We'll be right back here on ESPN HD in association with the Boston Neighborhood Network and Comcast.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to ESPN HD in association with BNN and Comcast. Along with Alan Siegel, I'm John Scooters. And Alan, looking back at that first period, a lot of action both ways, but Dorchester, key advantages that led to that early goal. What sticks out to you from the first 13?
Well, Dorchester controlled the play for most part, even though the shots on net, 4-4 in that first period. Dorchester, what am I saying? Alston Brighton did have that first power play, but the best scoring opportunity was Dorchester on that shorthanded opportunity, and then of course they struck gold a little bit later on with George with a shot from the point, and it was tipped in front of the net. Didn't see who tipped it, but it went past the goaltender into the net. But right now Dorchester has had the lead, the edge so far in play, and of course they lead 1-0. So if you're Alston Brighton, you got to get skating a little bit better and dump the puck in a little bit more to get some more offensive opportunities.
Opening face-off the second, won by the Chiefs of Dorchester. Had possession in the attacking zone momentarily, but here come the Warriors the other way. Alston Brighton moving left to right here in the second. Dorchester right to left in all white. As here come the Warriors over the red line. And a collision right at the blue line. We are going to get a tripping call coming up. And somebody's heading to the sin bin there, as it looks like it will be on Dorchester. it is going to be on the Chiefs as Cole Riley, their best defender, heads to the sin bin for the second time. A power play here in this championship affair for Alston Brighton. And as you said, Alan, not able to take advantage of the first time. See if they can do it this time.
Yeah, there's a big opportunity for them. Not only does Dorchester not have their best defenseman out there, they have an opportunity to get a power play and potentially tie this hockey game.
90 seconds or so remaining on the 5-on-4. Alston Brighton, though, back in their own zone on a power play, as they will try to turn this advantage into a goal. Instead, it's turned over, and this will allow Douglas George and the Chiefs to slow things down. Douglas sent it towards the red line, but it was intercepted smartly as Sambesso takes it in. A chance for a shot there from the stick of Kelly. Waffle boarded away by the netminder Flaherty. And with 11:22 to go in the second period, kept in by the Warriors all the way around the boards. Swatted at by Olsen, got it to George. Good one-touch attempt by Murphy. Instead, it headed out into the bench, and so face-off will remain in the attacking zone. But with a running clock, Alston Brighton is swiftly running out of time on the power play.
The key here is that, Alston Brighton, they really have to get control of the puck. They just cannot seem to get control of the puck at all here in this hockey game tonight.
Despite that, they lead in shots now. 5-4 after that first one here in the second. This one comes all the way down, a race to the puck, and McIsaac comes out of his crease to swat at it as Riley was coming all the way in from his position on the blue line. Short-handed no longer as the power play has expired, but still great effort by McIsaac to keep it away. And now some pushing and shoving in front of the net as that was Walsh going at it there, I believe, with Murphy, and so it was in front of Liam McIsaac's crease. 10 minutes to go in the second period. 1-0 Dorchester on the blast from the point from Douglas George to beat the glove side of McIsaac in the first. Swatted at and kept behind the net well by Arslanen. And now he gets it to Declan Smith, and Declan will dump it all the way in. No icing as Olsen gets there first. Surrounded by 3 Warriors, but he does a good job using the boards. And leading the breakout, that's led right now by George. George takes the shot, kicked away by McIsaac. Spinning back pass in front there from George, off the mark. Clearing attempt successful. Coming back the other way, Riley Forrest. He got tied up with Olsen. Lost possession, and now Olsen will take advantage, forcing a turnover before turning it over himself at the red line. Riley absorbs not 1 but 2 Warriors, getting it to Olsen. Biggest player on this Warriors roster being Nate Flint. He gets it up into the attacking zone momentarily. Great play to use the sideboards. What an effort by McCarthy as he was able to get it out of his own zone. And a penalty coming up, as you said, Alan.
Yeah, high sticking right behind the play there. So Dorchester's going to go on a power play here.
Something we have yet to say today. And Dorchester, already with a 1-0 lead, will try to do what the Warriors could not, which is take advantage of the extra attacker. I believe that's Sambesso, who's the guilty party, heading to the sin bin. So an opportunity now with the face-off won by the Warriors for the Chiefs to take advantage of a power play. They have it now after the interception with the glove. Here's Murphy, waiting, wheeling, dealing. He fires. McIsaac makes the save up high. Lost sight of it momentarily, but it was cleared out of harm's way smartly by his teammate Nate Flint. Trying to keep it in, unsuccessful in doing so was George. Douglas be smart just to pound it home. He does. Bouncing puck just wide of the net as that one deflected off the stick of Aiden Nordelli. Friendly fire almost cost the Warriors shorthanded here. Behind the net now again as David George to Douglas George. Back down low. And that one eventually backhanded by David towards Murphy, and then a great wheel off a deflection towards Brophy at the far side, but he couldn't settle it down, comes all the way out of harm's way. Power play still with a few seconds remaining, and now expiring, as out of the sin bin comes the forward Sambesso, who slams his stick against the bench in frustration. His team weathered the storm. As George backhands it back into the attacking zone, corralled and retreated by Nate Flint. Not a good effort on that attempt to clear it as Carpenter takes advantage, blasting it in, kicked away by McIsaac. Flint unable to clear. Carpenter's shot knocked down in front and cleared successfully by Etienne Penisacco. George wheels it towards the near side boards. A shot there from a tough angle. Rebound chance on the initial blast from Kelly. And a rebound from the far side on an opportunity for Murph Peckham, but making two saves there was the netminder Flaherty. Now a one-time chance, far side, great feed, opportunity, rebound is loose. What a play as George gets in the shooting lane and blocks the attempt from Tim Kensote and denies a chance for the Warriors to tie the game.
Great give and go opportunity for Alston Brighton there, and great defensive play by George.
6:15 left here in the second as Alston Brighton may smell blood in the water. They have an opportunity again and a shot from a tough spot there with the defender right in his grill from Kelly. And it kicked away with the stick there by the netminder Flaherty as this is dumped all the way in. This will be icing on the Chiefs. And all of a sudden, after that successful penalty kill, Alston Brighton finding a little more momentum.
Yeah, they certainly have. Great give and go there down low. It was number 7 there, Peckham, Murph Peckham. On the give and go, he got the first shot, the save, the rebound, all alone in front, but George got his stick there to deflect the shot and put it over the net.
Face-off won by the Chiefs, trying to clear though, kept in the zone for the moment, but Olsen unable to get it around the pinching defender Walsh on his first effort. Second try is true from his own blue line. Pinching this forward was Arslanin. Warriors fighting for a bouncing puck. Instead, it's the Chiefs as Raftery finds McCarthy. Good pinch by Arslanin to come all the way over from the right defense and then skate this one all the way up. Gets his pocket picked by Olsen, but Sean couldn't keep possession. Skating through the D is Ken Salko, but he got it poked away as Mikalauskis tried to clear unsuccessfully. Raftery sends it far side, and now here's Olsen. He's got Riley. Cole Riley had some help in the form of McCarthy. Now he drops it back. McCarthy cannot tee it up and get a shot away from the near side. Raftery's shot denied by McIsaac, who pinched the post on the short side. 4:40 to go, second period. This one bouncing into the far side corner for Cole Riley. Riley uses his body to force off the defender, but tried to center it to no one in particular. And now this is going to be a breakout successful for the Alston Brighton Warriors. And what a play as Mikalauskis goes down and swats the puck away, which would have been a breakaway for the Warriors. That was a heads-up defensive play. He maybe went down a little soon, but unable to get by him was the forward. Now Raftery trying to take advantage the other way. With McCarthy and Riley, Mikalauskis and Olsen also out there for the Chiefs as Mikalauskis' shot clipped the ice, didn't get good wood on it. Breakout unsuccessful, looking for Riley Forrest, intercepted as Sean Olsen blasts it back in. 3:45 to go. Dorchester as Raftery takes a shot off the back of the net, still maintaining solid attacking zone time here in the second. Somehow just a 1-0 game. Chance to feed it forward for Flint, successful. Nate Deeks around 3-on-0, connects near side. Oh, he did not get it on net, I don't believe, as Nate Flint was trying to connect near side and find Riley Forrest, but he was unable to get the shot on goal. Now coming the other way, Riley with a shot as Cole's blast is knocked down and cleared all the way down and evading the net. And with no touch icing, despite the fact that 2 Warriors were the first there. That is a break for Dorchester, one of many on that set of events for the Chiefs.
Yeah, big break there for Dorchester, but what a great setup down the other end as Alston Brighton had an opportunity down low, a 2-on, 3-on-0, and the goaltender, I don't even know if the shot made the goaltender or not. He made the stop though either way.
2:40 to go here in the second period. Along with Alan Siegel, I'm John Scudris here on ESPN HD in association with the Boston Neighborhood Network and Comcast. This is the 2018 Mayor's Cup Bantam 8 Championship. Dorchester leading Alston Brighton 1-0. Warriors trying to get a lucky bounce there. Is trying to siphon that one into the net mouth was Peckham. Back from the point, here's Walsh. Takes the shot, not a lot on it. Trying to go down low to Peckham. Said it's intercepted by Douglas George. He was looking for his partner in crime, David George, and this is going to be icing on the Chiefs.
Looks like Alston Brighton seems to be getting some of their legs into them a little bit, and getting some more offensive opportunities, although Dorchester, maybe they're doing a little bit too much offensively, trying to pinch when they shouldn't be pinching, and allowing Alston Brighton to get some odd man rushes.
Face-off swatted at by Ken Sote, and eventually the Warriors gain possession. Here's Tim. Ken Sote back to the point. One-time blast by Sambesso's knocked down. Sambesso's backhander the far side. Ken Sote with it. 1-on-5. Late breaker in. Tries to center it to find him. That was Consalco, but a little bit behind the forward for the Warriors. And then overskating and allowing George to come in on it there was Sambesso, but he swatted it away just in time to get it away from David George. Just 70 seconds left, second period action, still 1-0. A goal scored by Douglas George way back early in the first period. Backhanded by Sambesso towards the Dorchester blue line. Swatted out of the zone by Douglas George. And then sent all the way in on Flaherty. Kean Flaherty hands it off to Carpenter with 47 seconds to go. Aggressive forechecking there as Arslanen was able to keep it in the friendly half of the ice for the Warriors. They fired all the way in with 30 seconds left here in the second. Partially deflected on the breakout, but it's made its way to Brophy, and Brophy now hands it off to David George. 22 seconds to go, second period. George centered in front, and just getting enough of it there was Flint, as Murphy was looking for the connection on a one-timer. From the blue line, there's 9 seconds left for Dorchester to do something, and a big high hit. The Chiefs want a penalty. The coaching staff wondering where it is. That was a high hit to the head on George. No call. And that will be the end of the second period of play.
That could have been a borderline penalty. They looked like an elbow right to the head, or a charge, or charging. Or
could have been any number of things.
Yeah.
In the end, the refs held their whistle and they discussed things with the coaching staff for Dorchester, led by head coach Patrick Brophy and associate coach Brendan Raftery. We're going to go to a break as we head to the third period here on ESPN HD in association with Comcast and the Boston Neighborhood Network. It's 1-0 Dorchester in this, the 24th annual Mayor's Cup Hockey Tournament.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to ESPN HD in association with Comcast and the Boston Neighborhood Network. Along with Alan Siegel, I am John Skudris. Happy to have you with us for the start of the third period of this, the Bantam A Championship of the 2018th and 24th Annual Mayor's Cup Tournament. I want to thank our sponsors, PNG Gillette, the Boston Bruins Foundation, Mayor Martin J. Walsh, Boston Parks and Recreation, and of course, the University of Massachusetts Boston for hosting this iteration of the tournament here from Edward T. Berry Ice Rink. And Allen, as we get set for the third period, Alston Brighton knows they need a goal to continue this game.
Yeah, they certainly do. They had some offensive opportunities. Better. They might have played a lot better in that second period than they did in that first. They did get 5 shots to 4 in that second period. And we'll see what happens here in this third period. But they look like they got their legs a little bit underneath them, and they got some good scoring opportunities. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, I agree. I think they played a lot better in the second than they did in the first, where they gave up the goal and also had an opportunity that they gave up on a shorthanded attempt by Dorchester. Right now, though, they still trail 1-0. As the Face off after the icing is won by the Chiefs as they look to build on their lead. Mikulauska's shot heads to the end boards. Riley corrals it, sends it in front, but no one was home for Dorchester. The only one near it was Raftery, but he was way off the trajectory of that pass. Meanwhile, the Chiefs keep it in. Mikulauskis goes down low, overskating at the defender, sets up McCarthy. Great play to peel back a shot. No one knows where it is. McIsaac found it, and he makes the save as Raftery was down low, pounding it towards his 5-hole. But Liam McIsaac stands tall and holds it at 1-0.
Two great saves by McIsaac there in front of the net. Defenseman for Alston Brighton overskated the puck. Turned around. Number 10 was McCarthy with a shot down low. Puck was loose in front, and they just couldn't get the handle to it. And great saves by the goaltender, McIsaac.
McIsaac has stood tall since that goal. I'm sure he'd love to have back through the glove in the first period. Meanwhile, here's Alston Brighton with a chance as a high-rising shot misses wide on a chance from Arslanen. So the Warriors answering back, but unable to get the shot on goal as Murphy dangles around not one but two defenders. That sent the defender Nordelli tumbling to the ice, and then he was stood up by Declan Smith. This then, however, dumped all the way back down. This should be icing, and is on Alston Brighton. The Warriors don't like the call as Luke Arslanen has his hands held towards the heavens, but in the end, 11 minutes to go, third period action, face-off coming back the other way.
Yeah. Inadvertent pass by Dorchester enabled Alston Brighton to get a good scoring opportunity. Unfortunately, the puck was either on edge or he just shot it over the net high and wide.
Face-off won by the Chiefs, sent all the way back down, however, by Alston Brighton, and deja vu all over again. We will reconvene back where we once were for an ensuing face-off off the icing. Folks, if you don't know, this is the 24th iteration of this Mayor's Cup, which, of course, pits teams against each other throughout Boston. A citywide tournament to vie for the championship title in 15 divisions for boys and girls ages 6 to 14. That being mites, squirts, peewees, and bantams. This is the Bantam A division, which really is one of the tops. And now we're going to get a penalty, Allen. And I
had no clue. I didn't even see it. Behind the play, it looked like we're going to get a tripping penalty.
It's on Dorchester.
Yeah, Riley.
It's his second penalty today. And that's a big hit for them because he's one of their best defenders and certainly their most imposing defender.
Oh, he's a good skater, and you can see it on the ice when he's out there. So that's definitely a big blow.
Face-off won, however, by the Chiefs. And how critical that is in their own zone, short-handed. And a check from behind is going to even things up as Brophy draws the penalty. The fans of Alston Brighton don't like it, but the guilty party is Tim Kinsote, and he's going to head to the sin bin and even things up here in the third period.
He did hit him from behind. There was, I don't know if that warranted a penalty or not. Either way, it was a good play by Dorchester. Felt the tap on his back and decided to take a little tumble and caused the penalty.
Smart play by Brophy if in fact he did act it out a little bit. Milk it for the refs. That's part of hockey. We see it at every level. And so now evened up here at 4-on-4. But not for long, as in 8 seconds, Riley will be out of the sin bin. That'll give the Chiefs a power play for about 40 seconds. And there he comes. As a chance now for Riley right out of sin bin, but that's too many men on the ice.
No, it's another trip.
And they're going to call a tripping call. Riley then immediately jumped back into the penalty box thinking that he had come out too early, but in fact they were calling another penalty, this time on Alston Brighton's Colin Walsh. And so Riley should be out of the sin bin, and it should be a 5-on-3. Now they're telling him to stay in there.
Yeah, no, he should be out. Yeah, absolutely.
Now he's coming out. Mayhem here in Boston, Massachusetts. The clock is still ticking, of course, until the final 3 minutes when it will stop at every whistle. And so this is all in favor of Dorchester. They have no problem with watching this clock tick. And if you're Alston Brighton, look at the Alston Brighton fans saying, let's go. And we do. And because of that penalty, it was 5-on-3, but because the clock was ticking, now it's going to be 5-on-4 in just a few seconds. There's a shot denied by McIsaac. On a tough angle attempt by George. Another try in front, puck is loose. Bounces back towards Murphy, who finds Carpenter, deflected in front. What a play made by the forward Murphy to deflect it. And then a better save by McIsaac going to the splits 2-9.
Yeah, it was a nice little shot from the point, tipped in front of the net. Had him at the high slot. Great tip, great save. Quick whistle, though.
One penalty is over. It's 5-on-4. 30 seconds to go in the other minor penalty for tripping to Walsh. Spinning shot there from Brophy, denied by McIsaac. Alston Brighton pinned in their own zone shorthanded. Carpenter, far side. George looking for two. What a save made by McIsaac as he flashes the leather on a shot that beat him from the stick of George earlier in this game. He shows that redemption is sweet in championships as this is dumped all the way down. Will not be icing with the penalty. And with 35 seconds to go, or rather just 5 seconds to go in the penalty, Alston Brighton has killed it off.
What a wrist shot by George. What a save by McIsaac.
And then George answers back. Anything you can do, I can do better as George gets his second of the day. He's king for the day, and it's 2-0 Chiefs here on ESPN HD.
Well, the first shot was saved by McIsaac, so George comes in again on the power play and says, you know what, I'm going to go up a little bit higher where Mama hides the cookies and the peanut butter and all the candy you can get. And he scores top corner, top left corner. Nothing you can do there if you're McIsaac, and it's 2-0. And so far, so good for George.
Douglas George has another chance in front. They score! McCarthy on a feed from Cole Riley. And just like that, this one blown wide open. Hail to the Chiefs. It's 3-0 Dorchester.
Well, that's a great play right there in front of the net. That's poor defense by Alston Brighton. You can't let McCarthy stand in front of the net with his stick down on the ice. Great pass, great tip in front of the net, but if you're Alston Brighton, you got to clear him out of there.
Just too much for the Chiefs, for McIsaac to handle. He's weathered the storm through the first two periods as that shot's high and wide off the stick of Declan Smith. But the players in front of him did not provide enough of a cushion. And the penalties late in this game have reared their ugly head on the Alston Brighton Warriors. From center ice, Arslanin lost possession at the blue line. McCarthy, who just scored on a beautiful one-touch, one-timer in front, watches this one dumped in by Kelly. Miskalauskas dumps it all the way down and clears, and now potential 2-on-1 as Arslanin got over. Riley's got a man in front. McCarthy looking for a two for the price of one, but McIsaac able to get up out of his crease and deny the shot.
Yeah, he couldn't get a handle of the pass right there. That's why he missed it.
Riley tried to tee that one up, but Kelly got his stick in the lane. Now a chance. Riley whiffs from point blank range in the slot, and that one would have been coming in hard on McIsaac if Riley was able to tee it up. And now all of a sudden, all the momentum in the corner of the Chiefs as they lead 3-0 with 4 minutes to go, and the Warriors seem stuck in their own zone. Shot there deflected from the blast from Olsen, and then centered towards the chance for Raftery. Instead, Miskalauskas comes in. Great save, McIsaac, and give all the credit to Liam McIsaac. Right now, he's a one-man show for Alston Brighton. He's doing a good job of keeping them in this game.
9-0 in shots here in this third period by Dorchester.
Yeah, right now the ice is tilted. McCarthy all the way, and one-time chance. Far side, Raftery whipped on it. It could be 5-0 if the Chiefs could just get their wood on these pucks with the open nets.
Yeah, no question about it. What a play by McCarthy. Little spinorama. Great little soft pass in the slot, but he just couldn't get the handle to it.
And then Miskalauskas is hit and taken down to the ice by Murph Peckham, and he's not going to escape without a few penalty minutes for that. He doesn't like the call. It's cross-checking, but nonetheless, it's another penalty on Alston Brighton.
I think the frustration's setting in right now. You know, earlier in this period, it was 1-0. I think you had a flurry of penalties going back and forth, 5-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-3, and then Dorchester scores a couple goals, so now the frustration is setting in.
Carpenter went down on his own, lost an edge at the blue line. Nonetheless, his team maintains possession. Power play continues for another 50 seconds. That shot from the point off the stick of Douglas George, who's looking for a hat trick, or a crown trick maybe, if we're calling him King George, with 40 seconds to go here in regulation, or in the power play. 2.5 to go in regulation time. Breaking out the other way is Riley Forrest. He's trying to get Alston Brighton on the board short-handed. And unable to do so, as getting tripped up there inadvertently was one of the Chiefs forwards, that being Brophy. And here is Riley. Coming up over shorthand, he gets around one defender, but Carpenter was there waiting for him. Here are the Chiefs coming out of their own zone. David George. Nice saucering pass for Brophy on a breakaway. Brophy shot. Oh, it got through the wickets. They score! On the rebound, David George. His brother has 2. He has 1 as well. And it's a day for the Georges as they lead it 4-0 and are leading the Chiefs to a championship here in the 2018 Mayor's Cup.
Yeah, all hail the king, I guess.
Olsen off the face-off win by the Chiefs, as the fans who made their way from across town, Alston and Brighton, will be heading home unhappy with a loss here in the championship. But really, when you look at it, just getting to this game is an achievement in itself. You need to win against a lot of good competition from around this area, which is one of the premier hockey areas, not only in the Northeast, but in the country. So no player should hold their heads low from losing a championship against players at this level. Is right in front. Riley was looking to make it a high 5 spot, but he's unable to get it past the far side post. Mikolauskas couldn't settle it down. From the near side boards at center ice, Mikolauskas tried to saucer it deep, it's intercepted. And coming back the other way, Ken Salko, but he lost possession on the poke from Raftery. Dumped all the way in by Colin Walsh. Behind the net it comes. Riley will be the first one there, near side boards, fighting for it. A collision leads the puck to skitter towards McCarthy with 30 seconds to go. Here come the Chiefs the other way, looking to put the cherry on top of this championship. But a good play, 1-on-4. Good effort there defensively, as Arslanen was able to poke it away.
Yeah, a great defensive play there by Arslanen to get his stick before McCarthy could do anything with a pass or a shot.
And with the score 4-0, the clock will not stop as that whistle comes with the puck being covered by Flaherty. As Kean Flaherty didn't have to do a lot in this game, but he'll still come out a champion. Hail to the Chiefs. The Dorchester Chiefs are the 2018 Bantam A Mayor's Cup champions as they down the Alston Brighton Warriors in fine fashion by the final score of 4-0. And Alan, when you look at this one, these two teams, the ceremonial handshake, they do this at every level of hockey, one of the great traditions in sports. But in the end, too much George, whether it be David or Douglas, and just too many Chiefs for McIsaac and company to handle.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like Dorchester just had a couple of better skaters. They really skated really a lot better than Alston Brighton here tonight. And they took advantage of the first goal was tipped in front of the net, so nothing McIsaac could do there. And then, of course, in the third period, they opened up the floodgates. And I think at the end of the day, they probably wore down Alston Brighton a little bit, and that enabled Dorchester to get some good odd man rushes and good scoring opportunities, and really put this game away. Of course, the other thing too, Dorchester in their abbreviated power plays, they were 2 for 3 in their power plays, where Alston Brighton were 0 for 2. And of course, in the third period, Dorchester 11 shots to nothing. Dorchester dominated that third period. Alston Brighton, though, they did have some scoring opportunities, but when they did take the shots, they were high and over the net, so that doesn't count as a shot on goal. And that's the key right there, is if you get your scoring opportunities, got to get it on net, got to try to bury those offensive opportunities.
The final score again, the Dorchester Chiefs 4, the Alston Brighton Warriors nothing. We're going to keep it here as Dorchester watches Alston Brighton pose with the Mayor's Cup sign to memorialize their second place finish at the Bantam A level. Just a moment or two, it will see Dorchester pose with the championship trophy as here they come out to celebrate what has been one phenomenal performance from start to finish today. Whether you look at Kean Flaherty, who
you know,
wasn't really tested much, or the George duo of Douglas and David, or anyone else on the ice. Really a whole team effort.
It really was, and that's exactly what I was going to say. It was a whole team effort. You know, if you look back at this game, you're going to look at a lot of great passing plays by Dorchester. Really finding the open man, unselfish hockey, and that's one of the reasons why they're walking away with, or skating away with the trophy, because you know, from George at the point, and then down low with McCarthy with some great passes down low and some spinoramas, and really they used everybody, and they used the open man a lot, and they passed the puck really well, and that's one of the reasons why they won this hockey game tonight.
They certainly did. 2 goals from Douglas George, 1 from David George, and 1 from Tommy McCarthy on a feed from Cole Riley, as the Dorchester Chiefs score 4 goals, 1 in the first, 3 in the third, and they overcome what was a real solid performance from the diminutive netminder for Alston Brighton, Liam McIsaac. He was peppered, like you said, in the third period, 11-0, and in the end, he just did not have the support around him with which to come away with a victory against Dorchester today. And so the Bantam A champions, the Dorchester Chiefs, and we are going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with a bow, as the Dorchester Chiefs are the Bantam A champions of the 2018 Mayor's Cup, right here on ESPN HD in association with BNN and Comcast.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch.
Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to ESPN HD in association with the Boston Neighborhood Network and Comcast. Along with Alan Siegel, I'm John Skudras, wrapping things up here from Edward T. Barry Ice Rink high atop Clark Athletics Center. And Alan, Dorchester, the winners of the Bantam A Championship, and this is the 24th Mayor's Cup. Really from start to finish, they were a wagon against Alston Brighton. Douglas George with 2 goals, David George with a goal, and Tommy McCarthy tallying 1 as well, part of a 3-goal blitz in the third period to wrap things up with a bow and win the Bantam A division. What stuck out to you today? Why was Dorchester able to come away with such a commanding victory?
I think that they just had better skaters. I think that they controlled the puck a little bit more. They beat Alston Brighton to the puck because of their skating ability, and they also passed the puck. They played as a team tonight, and they passed to the open man a lot, find the open man, got some great scoring opportunities, great goaltending by the goaltender McIsaac on the other end for Alston Brighton, but at the end of the day, Dorchester just overpowered Alston Brighton, and it really could have been, 6-7, 8-0 if it wasn't for McIsaac on the other end.
Absolutely. More importantly than who wins and loses in this, great effort by all. And really, this is an opportunity for a lot of these kids to play the sport that they love, a sport they grew up, a sport that is a tremendous passion for them, not only and be on TV here on ESPN HD, but also play in front of their friends and family and show them why they wake up at 2 a.m. and practice, 6 hours a day, 40 hours a week, just to play this game. And
you might be getting up at 2 a.m., not me.
The players certainly do, and it's an excellent opportunity for them to showcase their talent, and we are excited for this tournament to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just a fantastic tournament. It comes right in the middle of their season, so it's a good break for them. The season starts in September, rolls all the way through like April or something, just like the NHL. So in the middle of the season like this is a good measuring stick. See where they are as a team, and then now, because of our video production, now they can see what they've done right, what they've done wrong, and they can kind of fine-tune some things as they gear up towards their playoff runs and pushes.
Absolutely. We've got many, many more Mayor's Cup games to go, as Conti Forum will be the host for the remaining affairs in the championships in January, as these battles continue between some of the best young hockey players in the New England region. Before we sign off tonight, want to thank our sponsors for this tournament and this broadcast here on ESPN HD. Of course, we want to thank Mayor Martin J. Walsh for continuing this tradition in the 24th year of the Mayor's Cup. PNG Gillette for being a sponsor of this tournament and production. The Boston Bruins Foundation as well. And of course, UMass Boston for helping and allowing us to host these championships at Edward T. Berry Ice Rink in Clark Athletic Center. Finally, of course, we want to thank the Boston Parks and Recreation, who without none of this would be possible. And a special thanks to the Director of Recreation, Mike Devlin, not only for helping to be the foundation with which this year's tournament was built on, but also helping us out at ESPN HD with stats, rosters, and much, much more. Want to give a special thanks to Arlen Shostak, the founder and director and producer here at ESPN HD, for his outstanding work. It's almost a solo production with Arlen, but he makes it look like he's got an entire corporation of producers and engineers behind him. And an even more special thanks to Ken Bergeron for coming on out tonight with a heavy heart and helping us out this evening amongst all of the trials and tribulations to continue.
Oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, Alan. It is my birthday as well. And I just want to say thank you to everyone involved, including Kenny, for coming on out and helping us tonight. Alan, it was, as always, a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely.
And,
it's always fun.
I look forward to continuing our broadcasts of the 2018 Mayor's Cup Tournament from Conti Forum on the campus of Boston College for the rest of the way. Until then and until next time, good night, good luck, and good hockey. For Alan Siegel and everyone involved, I'm John Skudras. We'll see you next time right here on ESPN HD in association with the Boston Neighborhood Network and Comcast. Good night.